Hey, what's up, party people? Vegas Ventura here. Before I get into today's topic, which is going to be about a trail ride I'm going to do, I just wanted to say to anyone out there that knows me or anyone who runs into this video, I just started this channel for, it's going to be called the Vegas Venturer. I've been wanting to get this off the ground for a while. I've had an opportunity where not only do I live in Vegas, where I've been for the last 11, almost 12 years, about a year and a half ago, I got an opportunity to spend part of my year in Florida, and I do a lot of traveling for work. So I figured I had a grand opportunity to be able to not only showcase what's here in Vegas. This channel is going to be focused on various topics from just adventures in general, Vegas area adventures, really adventures everywhere I go, but also I'm going to showcase a lot of Vegas, various topics, try to build a repository of videos so that people who want to come and visit the Vegas area will have the knowledge that they need, and it will be fun for me. It's just a hobby to do in the meantime. So if you would, if any of my videos, if you like them, please hit like. I'm going to pander here. And also, if you would, go ahead and subscribe. I don't have any subscribers yet, or I might have a couple by now. I haven't checked in a couple days. But be one of my first people to subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And see you on the trail. All right, today's ride is going to be the McCullough Hills Trail down in southeast Henderson. Basically, it's about 15-20 minutes away from here. Today, I just wanted to show you here that I'm going to be riding my, let me take the camera off here, going to be riding my new mountain bike that I bought this summer before I went to Colorado. I just put on these new pedals I haven't ridden yet. These are just basic wide pedals, as they call them. And they have these little spikes to help with traction as far as keeping your feet on the pedals so they don't slip off. I went to these because before I had been riding my Shimano's, which I brought my other bike out here to demonstrate. And I had what's called clipless pedals, but really I just call them clip-in for simplicity. I won't get into why. There's a long history on that. You can go look that up online if you're curious. But the benefit of that is, let me grab my shoes here. Is that basically you can clip in the shoe into the pedal, and this lets you get more efficiency by getting power on the up and down stroke. But most importantly, it lets you keep your foot glued in or stuck to the pedal so it doesn't slip off. Now the downside of this is, in order to get your feet out of here, is you got to slightly twist your heel out, and that will make the shoe come off. Now sometimes, which I had happen once, where I wasn't able to get my feet out, and I fell into a bush still attached to the bike, and it could have been something worse if it was something like a larger obstacle or something. So I decided to go back to the basics and go to these just flat pedals, these wide pedals, and we'll see I'll see how it's gonna work for me. I can always go back. The bike I'm riding today is my new mountain bike I got before I went to Colorado, Western Colorado this summer. It is a Cannondale Habit Carbon 3. It's a bad bike. That's all I gotta say. It can get over just about anything. I used to have a hardtail Trek with front suspension and a totally different riding style. That bike had smaller wheels, so it wasn't quite as clunky, but you had to learn to maneuver around everything, and it was definitely lighter. These new full suspension bikes are heavier, but they're made more like a little motorcycle, so they can go over practically anything. So other than that, I'm ready to go ride, and I'll see you on the trail. So here's where we're going today. Gonna ultimately end up down here at McCullough Hills Trail. I'm actually just showing you how to get there from the point of interest of Sunset Station here in Henderson. For those who aren't familiar, the strip is basically up here, about 13 miles away. It shows that it's 19 minutes down to the trail. I don't think it's that long, but nevertheless, it is what it is. And then this is the trail up close. It shows that it's 8 miles one way, so 17 basically round trip. I honestly don't know how long I'm going to go for, because I'm only really going today just because I need to watch my boyish figure and get some exercise. Nevertheless, that's a joke. Nevertheless, I was gonna do some exercise and I was just gonna go ride for like an hour instead of running. I hate running. So I don't know how long I'm gonna go. If I can do the whole thing, I will, but I don't really have time to spend the whole day, so I might just ride part of the trail. See you there. So coming from Sunset Station, you're gonna want to just go down Sunset East to the 95 South, or what is officially called the 515. Or you'll see here it says 11. Oh, actually they're calling it 11 now, okay. Because they just built 11. 11's the new interstate that goes down to Phoenix. I haven't even been down there yet to see all the new changes. But 515, locals call it the 95 South. If you call it anything else, or they're going to not know what you're talking about if you don't say the 95. I've come to learn that. Because people have been here a long time, they never knew it was 515 until they got interstate funding for it. So the McCullough Trail, as I showed you on the map, is on the south end of Henderson, and it's just on the other side of Black Mountain, is what we call it. Oh, I got something in the way here. I don't know what it is. That's the pillar. But nevertheless, just at the Horizon exit here in South Henderson. Another nice area. It's pretty beautiful. I used to live over in this area when I first moved. I used to drop down in the city and see that beautiful view back there of the strip. And I used to sit there every day in amazement, thinking about that I couldn't believe I actually lived in the city of Las Vegas, and I'd drop down into that every day going to work. All right, folks, I made it. McCullough Hills Trailhead down here in the south side Hendo. You get street cred. No, as you can see, nice little docile middle-class neighborhood. This is more like the neighborhood, not the hood. Anyway, here's a little map of the trail. And I've never actually left from this parking lot. I usually park over there, over the other side of the hill down in the neighborhood, but I'm gonna take it today, see where this goes. I know it connects. And really, this is a larger part of the Sloan Canyon National Conservation Area, so it is actually protected by the feds, which is pretty cool. I'm always down for protection of lands. And one reason why it's protected is on the far end, about on the 8th mile end of this, there are some petroglyphs here of the native, I believe the Paiute tribe, which is the main tribe. Paiute and Havasu are the tribes in this area, or indigenous to this area. So, see you on the trail. What's happening? How's it going?
Dirt today, huh?
Yeah. Gotta love it. Wonder what's down in that hole. There are some creepy crawlies out here, such as Gila monsters, and the second most poisonous snake in the world really frequents this area. His name is called the Mojave green rattler. Looks more beige than green, but the camouflage is phenomenal. I've seen one. Also, I've seen one in a video. You could be 10 feet from you and you won't see it. Gotta be very careful. the neurotoxins will really screw you up. But today is nice and chilly. Starting to level out, finally. Sorry about the sniffling, folks. Unfortunately, constantly riding, having mucus move through your body, and the constant vibration tends to shake the snot out of you. Just the way it is. That's hardcore. Practicing for the Polar Bear Club?
Yeah, really.
And diving some ice now? I think this is the furthest I've ever been. This little rest stop there. It's like a picnic table, if I remember. But I've only hiked this before, so I've never biked it. All right, well, I've made it about 3.5 miles. There's a mile marker. There was a mile marker back there, and it showed 3 miles. I've probably been about a half mile since. So I'm about halfway through the trail almost. It's been rough. I have hiked this trail probably 3 or 4 times. However, I've never biked it, and I guess I just never noticed that how much hill there is. Until this point, it's been 100% hills, with the exception of a few dips downhill for a couple of 100 feet. Not fun to me. I don't enjoy riding pure uphill either. I like riding downhill or like cross-country mix. It becomes not cross-country when it's all uphill, just like all downhill is not cross-country. So I like a good mixture of up and down. It gives me a good cardio workout with some breaks in between, but when it's pure uphill, there's no chance for recovery. And I'm not in the greatest cardio shape. But nevertheless, press on. All right, so I made it to mile marker 4, which is actually the 5th mile, I realized. Based off of their numbering scheme, it goes from 0 to 1 first, so it's the 1st mile. So I've been to 5 miles, of course. Shows that there's 3 more markers. Looks like there's almost another mile there too to get to the other parking lot on the other end. So this is the eastern end, that's the western end, and as any map would be. I think you can go down to I-15 to the Sloan exit and get there. I'm not sure where Anthem Hills Park is. I know where Anthem is, but I think you can go down to Sloan too. Don't quote me on that. You might want to look that up. If I think about it, I'll try to attach to this video. Otherwise, I'm gonna head back because like I said, I wasn't really planning on riding too long, and actually the Cowboys game just started, and I'm a huge Cowboys fan. So I'm gonna go watch them limp into the playoffs probably and beat up on Washington as we always do because we own them. But we'll get into the playoffs and get beat down probably. I'm really pissed at them. So we'll get some downhill footage on the way back. This is the apex of the altitude basically going back. It should be 90-95% downhill all the way. I should get back pretty quick these next 3.5 miles or whatever, 4 miles. I'm looking right now. That's Railroad Pass. That's the very south end of Henderson. There's no more further south than right there. Right where that water tower is the famous encampment for the Hoover Dam. Used to be a railroad, still a railroad up there actually. And on the side of those mountains is Lake Mead. If If you're standing on top right now, you see a gorgeous view of Lake Mead. So let's go. It's pretty rare to see snow up there. You don't usually see snow in those mountains. Getting cold going fast. Sorry. Now look at that view. We got snow-capped mountains, which goes with the name of Nevada, which means snow-capped. And look at the strip, just always beautiful. And for those that don't know it, Las Vegas actually has a ski resort, which is about up over there in Mount Charleston. It's a great place. I've never skied there because I'm a snob. It's a small mountain. I'm not tearing up my board. I'm not snowboarding on a anthill. But it's a great place to go in the summertime. Because the temperatures are about 30 degrees less than down here in the valley. So you can literally leave here, actually I would say less even like 40 degrees. You can leave here, it's 115 and go up there to 70. So it looks like Colorado, so it reminds me of home up there. It gives me a little refuge in the summertime occasionally.